Hold up. This isn't some cheesy kid show. This is Kids in the Tank, a young perspective on business from high school students.
Welcome to Kids in the Tank. I'm Jack, and with me in the tank are Elton and Jalil, and today we are honored to have Mike Reeder in the studio with us. Mike is the president as well as chief problem solver and workforce development advocate at Precision Plus. Mike, you are officially in the hot seat.
Fantastic. Happy to be here, guys.
We're happy to have you here.
Yeah.
So are there any occurrences that spike in your business, and does that create like challenges to maintaining consistent material costs and availability?
Well, obviously, you've probably heard in the news the 232 tariff situation. Really concerned about that and what the impact that it's going to have not only on us but our customers, because our customers certainly don't want to pay anything more for the parts that we make for them, and they think that we ought to just eat that. So that's a concern for me right now.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Reeder, thanks for being here tonight. I'm going to go ahead and get started. My name is Elton. So a lot of companies truly only focus on their customers, or on the consumers, sorry. However, according to the Precision Plus website, the company takes close care of their employees as much as their consumers. How important is that value within the company, and how does that make a difference in the work environment itself?
Well, we pride ourselves on being a family-oriented operation. My father, he's 80 this year, is still there every day. I've got two sons involved in the business, and we spend more time working on marketing to potential employees as well as our current than we do our customers. And that's because it's a very tight labor market. I mean, if I'm looking at you guys, you got some great opportunities in front of you. And good for you as an employer, not as good for me. But we spend a lot of time focusing on our employees because we invest a lot in them. We expect a lot of them, but we also want to show them the rewards of the work and share with the earnings of the organization.
All right. What was the transition like going from working in operations for many different companies to working as the president of Precision Plus, and what does being the president entail?
My father would tell you it entails doing whatever it is needed that day. And so, you're cooking bottle washer on one day, and it's a matter of supporting the team around you. And so building the team, you've got to show the humility of, hey, whatever it takes to satisfy the customer who ultimately signs all of our paychecks, you do whatever it takes. And that was one of the biggest challenges for me was, I didn't grow up in this business. And so when I got thrust into it, it was, grab the wheel and try to keep it out of the ditch. And I'll tell you, it's been tremendously rewarding. And I never had the opportunity that you kids, young adults, have right now to get out and explore these things. Because again, there weren't those opportunities when I was your age.
Mm-hmm. So things have to look a lot different for you being an employer now. For us, like seeing us and how many opportunities that we do have, and sometimes do you feel like you like scratch your head, like why wouldn't you take that opportunity?
I see that a lot, and it's one thing to put an opportunity out in front of people, and sometimes you see that people aren't really willing to grab it and explore it, because what I like about this is each of you is getting comfortable being uncomfortable, and that's an important lesson. And if you are not making yourself uncomfortable, you are not growing. And so I think this is a fantastic opportunity over here.
I like that you say that, because like it says that you volunteered a lot coming up. And how do you think that affected your work ethic?
Well, I grew up in a household that being a slacker wasn't gonna get me very far. My mother and father both wonderful people, but they weren't gonna put up with some of the nonsense I see. And it goes back to I had a full-time job when I was 12 in the summertime. I wasn't doing the paper route like Bob. I mean that's a tough, thankless gig. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, ooh, geez, I had it pretty good. But every summer from the time I was 12, I was working 40, 50, 55 hours a week. And I've interviewed so many kids these days that, they're seniors in high school and they've got no employment track record. I'm like, what do you do all summer? Oh, I really worked hard in school, so I wanted to take off. And then now they're going to make career decisions. Where are you going to go to school? What are you going to do the rest of your life? Yet they've not explored anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually had a job when I was 12 as well as a paperboy job, same as Bob. So I could totally relate to the working hard. But my next question is, on the company's website, once again, the Precision Plus website, there's a quote that says, "We apply creative solutions to exceed expectations internally and externally." What was one of the biggest changes you've made in your work process, and how do you stay motivated to continue to improve efficiency?
Well, we've had to explore new technologies along the way. 2001, 2002, you guys probably don't remember much of that, but there was a big sucking sound called everyone moving their product to China. And so we had to make sure that we moved our product mix upmarket. We had to get out of the commodity area as fast as possible and go into much more challenging work. And so that required changing our skill sets, changing our equipment, really putting ourselves in uncomfortable positions and applying tremendous amount of energy to overcome the obstacles in front of us. And so we still maintain some of the older technology, but we've got some state-of-the-art equipment in the building that has helped us position ourselves at the top end of these marketplaces where it's very difficult to source it in other countries or with just any job shop that's out there.
Right.
And so Precision Plus, like you said, is at a very top position, and you work with a lot of people. How do you keep up with the industry changing so fast and staying in that position?
Well, I try to get out and explore as many shops as I can. I'm first vice president of our National Trade Association. I'll be the president in October. And again, you heard me talk about I traveled around the country as well as around the world. I go to conferences all the time. Education is a lifelong journey. If you stop exploring, learning, challenging yourself, you're dying at that point in time. So, some of the people that work around me, they're like, "Hey, you know what? You got to slow down. You got to back off. You're asking too much." And I said, "The day that I'm not asking you for better, smarter, faster is the day that you need to be worried." Yeah. That you see him scratch your head and go, "Oh, well, yeah, maybe he's right."
All right. Well, I think that wraps it up for this set of questions. So thank you for answering our questions. We will now be moving into our next segment, Flip It, where you ask us the questions.
All right. I'm going to ask the question that you've all probably been asked. Again, I'm terrible with names.
Elton.
There we go. Hey, what do you want to do the rest of your life, Elton?
So, wow, okay. So my name is Elton, as you said. I'm actually going to be studying at UW-Madison next year. I'll be studying business.
Yoo-hoo!
Double major in finance and marketing.
Sweet.
It's a mouthful. It's a lot to wrap my head around myself. But from a young age, I've wanted to be an entrepreneur as well. Same as Bob and all these things. You just got to have the work ethic. And like he said, and Jeff continued to say, there's just this management style. You don't have to be the smartest. You just got to hire smart people, right? So going into the business school, I've heard from a lot of people say that a business degree isn't worth anything. And I think that's completely incorrect. I think it's really about getting the connections, networking, so that I can be like Jeff or Bob one day and say, my roommate, he was smart. And so I kind of just put him on and then that was it, But until then, I'm going to be working with finance. I'm currently going to be working at BMO. I actually just had an interview on Monday. And I'm going to be an investing associate at BMO. I have an internship coming up real soon, within about a week or so.
Fabulous.
Yeah, so it's just going to be a short internship from here until I have a college scholarship program that I do in the summertime. And so from here to there, I'll be having a small internship. And then obviously, my idea is just to continue to get references. So I have these top tier references so that when I try to get a good job while I'm working towards finding that $1 million idea, boom, there's a connect right there. That's perfect for me right there. Other than that, I guess, what am I doing for the rest of my life? I already found my future wife. She's there, so I'm just going to,
Oh, my gosh. Take your time on that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I met her in my college scholarship program, so she's great. She's top tier, so, I don't know. That's to be determined as well, just like my career, I suppose.
Well, it sounds like you got it all figured out.
No, but yeah.
So it's Jamil, right?
Jalil.
Lucky.
Yes.
There we go.
Exactly.
See, I followed that one. I got that. So I'll ask you the same question. What do you want to do the rest of your life?
I love making music. That's always been a very big passion of mine, and just being involved in music. But I think the core of that is I like helping people connect, and I like helping people build. I'm very big on a team, you know. So my goal, I plan on going to college for business as well. I'm going to Blackhawk.
Yep.
But I plan to start my own production company. But instead of just like, I feel like there's like a very cookie cutter way of doing production and like producing just anything. I want to produce people. I want to have actors and artists and singers and dancers and poets and everybody. Like, I want to start a company that can help build that. And so my goal is connecting with people.
So, and you're probably getting a great experience in some of that production right here.
Yes, definitely.
Well,
definitely.
fantastic.
Definitely. This is amazing. This is a great
Bill,
experience.
You heard my bars offline, so if you want to put me on later on
Oh,
too.
yes. Check them out. Check them out.
And Jack, I bet you understand the question that's coming at you.
I have a pretty good guess.
Okay, so tell me, what does he want to do?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I have not the slightest clue. I mean, right now I'm planning on enlisting in the United States National Guard here in June, July-ish. Then I'll be going up and drilling before I can go up to basic training and everything next summer. And then looking at Platteville for college. I really have yet to get it all figured out.
Well, I invite the three of you to come over and see me at any time and talk about what the opportunities look like in our industry. I don't have any music needs, but production. The video production, the marketing to future employees as well as customers. It's not the traditional media that it was for last decades. How many decades? So there's always social media production work. There's great stuff there. Finance and marketing, absolutely. I've got I might have a gap in my finance area here pretty soon. So yeah, keep me in mind. But the other thing I heard about was building networks, and that's fantastic. You mentioned that before. LinkedIn is a tremendous business network system, and I would encourage you to get out there and build your networks, build your brand as quickly as possible. Don't be about how many people you can get. It's not about quantity; it's about quality. And so that would be my one piece of advice for you. So I really enjoyed this together this morning, gentlemen.
Yes, it's been awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
This is super awesome. Well, thank you for coming down here.
Great.
This is a lot of fun. And let's see here. Anything
Where do we go
else?
next,
Anything
Jack?
else? Not much. So thank you for joining us and Kids in the Tank. We appreciate your insight.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
Yes, thank you.
Appreciate it.